special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-898-6155 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside free towing and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-898-6155. That's 800-898-6555. What do you have to lose? Call 800-898-6155. Again, 800-898-6155.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. Then I started what's now called timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost. Or when you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fee. The thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? The stress from excessive credit card debt can ruin your life. Collection calls, sleepless nights. If you're feeling the financial impact with unprecedented economic challenges, DebtBlue is here for you. DebtBlue uses secret programs that most credit card companies won't tell you about. They'll help you consolidate or settle your debts for a fraction of what you owe. With DebtBlue's Success Guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved. There's no risk. The more you owe, the more DebtBlue can save you. See how easy it is to get started with free information. Let DebtBlue show you how 10 minutes could save you thousands. Call now, 800-200-6895. That's 800-200-6895.
I'm just living sky high right now. So I'm very thankful for it. And the team is phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income?
Ad Council. If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way. Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
or a mother who's in between jobs, sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. Hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Strong, and the Ad Council.
Hey, you got any gum?
Yeah, check my backpack.
What's this?
Oh, that's naloxone. It can reverse an opioid overdose. I decided to always keep it on me after my friend almost died. It saved his life.
I'm so sorry. That makes me want to have it with me too.
You totally should. Check the pharmacy. It was actually really easy to get, and it's easy to use.
I definitely will. Thanks.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into the LIBA Business Hour, sponsored by Nats to Tasseling, highlighting local independent businesses in and around Lincoln on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, LIBA President and CEO, Bud Seinhorst.
All right, welcome back. We are back again. It is the LIBA Business Hour. I am Bud Seinhorst. We got Harrison on the controls. Got my guest Jason Becker in here today. Nick has Nick has abandoned us this week. Apparently, he's fishing out at Calamus, so we're going to expect an invitation to a fish fry at Nick's when he gets back. Harrison.
Yeah, absolutely.
And DP let us fly solo today, so I don't know what to do here. So we'll just make her work. But first of all, we want to thank our show sponsor, Nats Detasseling. Earn cash, build character, Nats Detasseling. Learn more about Nats at notafraidtosweat.com. We've got our first segment here today. I've got my good friend Jason Becker in here. We're going to talk the real estate market with Jason today. Our first opening segment is sponsored by UStop. Earn points that spend like cash with your kickback card, which could get you snacks and even gas. Available at all 24 UStop locations. If you want to join the conversation today, don't forget you can call or text 402-464-5685, and we will get going here. So Jason Becker, Bankwise Realty. Jason, welcome to the LIBA Business Hour.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's going to be fun. So a little history with Jason and I. Unfortunately, Jason didn't go to the greatest high school in Lincoln, Nebraska. He went to Lincoln Southeast, and we used to play baseball against each other in high school. So, but I can't talk too much trash. I'm pretty sure Southeast got the better part of us for 2 years while I was at Pius. So, so Jason, I wanted to have you into the show. First of all, you're involved in both commercial and residential real estate. You're a commercial property owner. Where you rent office space, the LIBA office we rent from Jason, but also the residential market. So I kind of want to talk about those markets today. So first of all, let's just talk about the commercial market and rental property. So office space, how is that going? I mean, I know during the pandemic it was kind of up, kind of down. What are you seeing in the commercial rental market?
So I pretty much focus my business on the residential market, but I do dabble a little bit into some commercial stuff. And I personally have some commercial buildings that I own and property manage myself. I was just actually having lunch this week with a colleague of mine, good friend, Tom Gifford with Speedway. And I was picking his brain a little bit about where the market is right now and kind of what his thoughts were and what his feelings were. And there's some concerns about downtown with some empty office space down there. And, and I think that that's kind of a nationwide deal. I listened to Kevin O'Leary on Shark Tank, and he's got an incredible mind for business and for real estate. And people are going to just have to use their imagination and probably convert a lot of office space into condominiums and controlled storage and stuff like that. So I still think, in the commercial space, I mean, I'm kind of, always out there looking for myself to expand my portfolio a little bit, but I haven't really seen anything yet that I would quite maybe call a good deal yet. So
are you seeing, you talked about in the downtown area, you're seeing a lot more of what I'll call empty available space.
Right.
When you get outside of downtown, is it feeling like it's a little bit more occupied?
Yeah. All of my, you referenced the building that we have over at 37th and Calvert Street. And I've got that building is 99% full. I've got one space available over there, and then I have another building over on 33rd and Pioneers on the northeast corner. I've, knock on wood, I've never had an available space over there. So
awesome.
Those little strip malls and stuff like that. And I think also too, and I've learned this over the past, I would say, 5 to 10 years, having those buildings and those spaces where you can offer smaller spaces for, gross rents and lower rents and stuff like that, for the folks that are, just business owners where it's just them and maybe one other person, small.
I think over in our place, there's a couple I think there's 3 just on our floor that are just them.
Right.
Like they're
right.
just their own.
Yeah. I've got,
business,
that
so.
building is 18,000 square feet, and I've got 21 different businesses in 18,000 square feet.
Wow. So that that kind of proves that point.
Yep,
so
right.
let's shift to the residential market here for a minute. Talk about that a little bit more, because that's the one that's been kind of fascinating to me, because I go back and even think pre-COVID,
right?
The 6 months before COVID, we started to see like there was there wasn't this available housing. And all of a sudden, like I had a friend that was trying to buy a house during that time, and people were making like crazy offers above asking.
Right.
And then we hit COVID, and everybody thought, well, this is going to, the brakes are going to go and it's going to happen. But it didn't.
Right.
And even today, I think the inventory of available housing is just really low.
Right.
And so, the markets are just, the pricing is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
When I look at available housing, talk about that a little bit.
It's fascinating to me how knowledgeable and savvy the general public is in regards to residential real estate. So you just mentioned that the inventory, that's one of the things that is still keeping the market in Lincoln relatively strong, is the low amount of inventory that there is. There are still a lot of buyers in the first time home buyer range that are, if you had a house right now, Bud, that was, in good shape, and it was 275,000, and you put that house on the market, you could expect probably multiple offers on those, and with escalations way above that.
Yeah.
And I would say that probably the market that's 500,000 and up is probably a little bit softer. There's a lot more available out there in that price range. I've never in my life have I seen more $1 million houses in Lincoln for sale, or that have gone pending or sold in the past year.
I remember when the first $1 million house was being built.
Right. I remember
in Lincoln, up there kind of in the Ridge area.
Yeah.
And it was funny because there was like a parade of people driving through that neighborhood all the time.
Dale Jensen's old house, right?
Dale Jensen's house.
Yeah.
And so, that was like, wow, a house for $1 million in Lincoln, Nebraska. And now here we are. It's like
about 5 years ago, I sold $1 million house in the Ridge, and I remember trying to figure out what the right price for the home should be. And I was looking at comps for the previous year, and I think there were 2 homes that had sold in Lincoln, Lancaster County, that were over $1 million. And now it's like, well, I said to a friend of mine the other day, we just have to get used to that. The $1 million is what 500,000 was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's just
it's crazy to see kind of where it is. So why is it that inventory is just so low? Is it we're not building enough houses, or and I know then we can get into that a little bit more too, but
we haven't been building enough houses for a long time.
So it's not just the last 3 years, that COVID era or whatever.
We haven't been building enough houses, probably going back into the days of when impact fees first got adopted into the cities, 95. Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't been building enough homes, and there's just not enough subdivisions to build in, not enough lots to build on. I think also too, what's really affecting the inventory levels now, and I'm probably like a living example of that, is there are a lot of folks out there that have 2%, 3% interest rates on their mortgages. And they are just not willing to trade that 2%, 3% interest rate for a 6.5% or a 7% rate. And I'm one of those. I mean, I would, my wife and I have been talking about, we have a subdivision that we're building out on 93rd and 8th Street called the Preserve at Hillcrest. And it's a beautiful little spot out there. And we've got some single family lots out there. And I really want to build a house out there, but I'm like,
is that because of the golf course or because you like the, oh wait, never mind. I think I know the answer.
I love the area, and the third stall would fit a cart real nice and we could cruise right across the street. But no, it's just, I am not willing to trade we're right at 2%.
Yeah.
And we're just not willing to trade that.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about the development piece a little bit, because I know you build some developments. You have this one, you've had some different ones you've built out over the years. How is that process going now? Because, we have heard a lot about supply chain and all of those kind of things. Are those things still a big issue for you? And what is the biggest pain point in those supply chain issues?
Yeah, I think the supply chain issues for us have probably, pretty much fixed themselves now. We were windows, for instance, on some of our homes that we were building, we were being quoted, 20 weeks. There was one brand of window that we had used in one of our other subdivisions that they were telling us it was going to be a year. So it's like, well, you might as well not take any orders at that point. But now I think that has kind of fixed itself, and we're back to normal lead times on windows. Cabinets are still a little bit longer. But the trades, the HVACs, the plumbers, the electricians, their equipment, all that kind of stuff, it's manageable. So it's just that, those things are all increasing in price too. And that's just really affecting,
but just the cost of building a home. So, I mean, you and I have talked about this a little bit because, we talk about those, you talk about those young families, those young professionals that want to buy that first home. And, we're old. Harrison doesn't understand this.
Well, I know what you guys, I'm right in that boat when you're talking about those young people that are stuck paying rent.
But when we were looking at buying our first house, we were looking in that maybe 100 to 130,000 range.
Yeah.
And we're getting a pretty good chunk of house, 2 to 3 bedrooms, basement, maybe finished, maybe not, nice yard, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that doesn't exist anymore.
No.
So now that entry point is $100,000 more than that. But we're just, and it seems like there's not this shift of like, couple gets married, they buy the townhouse because it's a couple bedrooms. They start to have a family, and then they go, okay, now we're going to move out, that process. And it seems like that's not happening as much. And I think it goes back to the mortgage rates. And what are the other issues you see when that happens?
The first time home buyers have been completely squeezed out of this market. And, we started a subdivision several years ago up on 35th and Superior Street called Garden View, right on 35th and Superior. And my partner started that subdivision with the intention of being able to provide a new home to a younger couple, first-time home buyer, just to fill that need. Affordable, right? What's affordable anymore? What does that mean? I don't know what that means anymore. And we started that subdivision, and we were selling new homes. Now, mind you, there were no basements. Everything we build up there is on slabs, but we were selling homes up there for $220,000, and we could not build them fast enough. And COVID hit, supply chain issues, all that kind of stuff. We have no more first-time home buyer customers up there because our entry level price now is probably in the $330,000, $340,000 price range, and that's not quite first-time home buyer pricing.
No.
So
well, and you look at a 6.5 to 7.25 interest rate, which is where they are now.
Yep.
They kind of got up there around 8-ish. But I mean, if you're at 3 or 4%, your monthly payment is hundreds of dollars less than when you're up in that 7% range.
And you remember when you were buying your first home, and my wife and I, we built our first home in 1999, and we didn't have 20% down. We didn't have, first time home buyers today, they don't, when they're first getting started, they don't have, 50, 60, 70,000 cash sitting in the bank to be able to put down.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1999, we were able to build our first home in Hickman, Nebraska. Really nice little, 2-bedroom up, 2-bedroom down, 2-bath up, 1-bath down, 2-stall garage on a great lot that back to a park, face south. We were all in for like 160 grand. And I know that house just sold and just transferred
right
here.
for about 450 to 500 or more.
It's unreal. Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing. So what are some tips that you have for someone that wants to buy a new home, whether it's I'm in my current house and I want to upgrade, or we got a young man here that's thinking about his first house.
Right.
What are kind of some of the tips that you have for people when they're looking for a house?
The very first thing that you need to do as a buyer, first time or maybe not even a first time, is you really need to find a good lender. And I myself feel that I've got a couple that I work with that have been in the business for a really long time, that can not only offer you a lot of different options as far as how to to finance a home, but they can offer you some people could have credit issues, or some people could have whatever it is. A good lender can help with that as well, besides just getting them qualified to
just getting you prepared on that side.
That's where you have to start, and that's probably the best tip that I could give anybody that's just getting started, is go find a good lender.
Excellent. So I find Harrison, go find you a good lender. If you need any ideas, I got a few bankers I know that from LIBA. We've got quite a few of them. Okay, so I find myself a good lender. Like, what's kind of your next thought for them? Obviously, you need to find somebody to work with, areas of town.
Yep. And I would say, I would tell people too, and it was tough, during COVID when, a house would go on the market and you literally had like 20 minutes to get the paperwork filled out, or you were going to miss out. But you just, in today's real estate market that we're in Lincoln, I think that there is time now to be a little bit more cautious, and to be a little bit more careful, and to be a little bit more patient, and not just jump on, maybe the first house that you go out and look at. Because I do think that there are going to be some deals out there coming down the pike. So be patient, don't, I kind of pride myself as an agent that works with buyers that, I'm looking at that more, as an investment for them, as just maybe not necessarily just their home, but as an investment. I don't want my buyers to feel pressure.
Yeah.
To feel like that, we just have to get the paperwork done and get this thing, wrapped up. I want them to feel comfortable in their investment.
Excellent. So this is probably the most important thing you're going to talk about while we're here, Jay. How do people get in touch with you? Give them your website, whatever it might be. I know you have your pretty little face on a billboard over at 48th and Pioneers. I kind of chuckle every time I see you on a billboard. So how can they get a hold of you if they have questions, or they're in the market, or they want to?
That's I'm old school. Okay. Just like,
you can just drop school.
No,
you're old
and school. Yeah.
Harrison's laughing at both of us back there.
I prefer that people always just call me on my phone, and my number is 402-610-1013, and call or text. And that's, I have a website, and it's built into the Bankwise site. And then I also have another website as well for myself personally. realtorlincoln.com is my website, but I really do prefer that people always just call me. I just like to talk to people. Texting obviously is the way of the world now, and I do that out of necessity, but not out of preference. So yeah, I'd prefer just to talk to people.
Excellent. So one quick thing before we wrap up, before we go to break, Jason, you got a shout out on the text line. Nicole says, hi, Jason. So Nicole, first of all, thank you for listening. We hope you'll stick around for the rest of the show, but Nicole says hi to Jason. We are going to be, we appreciate you coming in. Again, check him out, Jason Becker at Bankwise Realty. He answer your questions. If you're looking for a home, sell your home, or looking to buy a home, he'll help you give as many tips as possible. We will be back after the break. We are on 93.7 The Ticket.
Up your kitchen game with Kitchen Tune-Up. With experienced, creative, and dedicated technicians on their team, Jason, Ron, and team bring your kitchen dreams to life. Say goodbye to outdated spaces and hello to a renewed, personalized kitchen that will make you the envy of your friends, neighbors, and family. Experience quality craftsmanship and exceptional customer service when you choose Kitchen Tune-Up. Visit kitchentune-up.com/Lincoln-NE today or call 402-200-4697 and achieve the kitchen tune-up of your dreams.
UStop is a member of LIBA, promoting local business through education, networking, and local government advocacy. This is why UStop sponsors the LIBA Business Hour on the Ticket 93.7. Remember, every time you fill up at a UStop on a Tuesday, UStop donates 2 cents for every gallon sold to local charities in our community. This month, UStop has partnered with the Lancaster Event Center. Stop by UStop and fill up every Tuesday to help us fuel our community.
Picture a hot summer day, sun blazing in the fields as far as the eye can see. Now imagine, you're a teenager making bank, all while enjoying the outdoors. Welcome to Nats Detasseling Inc., where they're not afraid to sweat. This summer, join the Nats team for an unforgettable experience. Forge friendships, learn responsibility, and earn money. Visit notafraidtosweat.com now. Nats Detasseling, where hard work meets good times.
Many of you got really tired of working for your boss this year. If it's time to be your own boss, look into buying your own business with Transworld Business Advisors of Lincoln. Call 402-413-1095.
Looking for a way to shed those extra pounds? Ascend Aesthetics is here to guide you on your weight loss journey. Their team of certified nutritionists and personal trainers create customized plans tailored to your unique body and goals. Imagine the confidence you'll feel stepping out in those brand new summer clothes. With Ascend Aesthetics by your side, a healthier and happier you is just a call away. Dial 1-800-SLIM-NE or visit slimdowne.com to get started today. Ascend Aesthetics, your path to a better you.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness. And now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative, Nebraska's premier NIL company. And with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Are you searching for a helping hand in life? Look no further. Integrated Behavioral Health Services is your answer. They're your compassionate, trusted partners committed to guiding you from challenges to triumphs. Their licensed professionals offer personalized therapy for individuals, couples, and families. At IBHS, the focus is you. Experience a life-changing transformation in an environment tailored to your unique needs. Visit ibhealthservices.com today and take that first step towards a brighter future. Discover the power of healing with Integrated Behavioral Health Services. You're not alone. Let them walk this journey with you.
Don't let biased algorithms or degree screens or exclusive professional networks or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Back to the LIBA Business Hour on 937 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This segment sponsored by U-Stop and Whitehead Oil.
All right, welcome back to the LIBA Business Hour. We are here for our second segment today, and we have Lincoln's own Mark Whitehead with Whitehead Oil and U-Stop convenience stores in with us here. Whitey, before we get started here, I got to give a shout out to our segment sponsor, Integrated Behavioral Health Services, building a stronger, healthier community through advocacy, inclusion, perseverance, unity, and compassion. Learn more at ibhealthservices.com. So I'm kind of excited to have Mark in because Mark is a second generation business owner in the family business here in Lincoln. His dad, Bus, started Whitehead Oil Company many years ago. And now it's evolved into the U-Stop brand that you have all over Lincoln. So first of all, Mark, welcome to the LIBA Business Hour.
Oh, I'm delighted to be here. Thanks, bud.
Great. So, Mark, talk to us a little bit. Let's just start with the history of, Bus and Whitehead Oil and kind of how it's evolved over the years into U-Stop today.
Oh my God, I don't even know how to begin. We actually he founded the company when I was 3 years old in 1959. Prior to that, he had been working almost a decade with Phillips 66. He played for the Huskers and graduated in 1950. Back then, it was the dawn of television. In fact, actually, it was television was a newfangled thing. There were NBA contracts out there, but the best players played for AAU teams. And Phillips 66 had an AAU team, and he played for them. And as a matter of fact, as well, it was a matter of convenience. His uncle was actually the president and chairman of Phillips at the time. So it was a
that doesn't hurt to get a spot on the team, right?
Yeah, it was a good fit all the way around. And they had an incredibly successful team. He was an incredibly successful salesman. He was Salesman of the Year 2 years in a row prior to founding the marketership in Lincoln, where we still are today. The company that we run today bears absolutely no resemblance to the one he started in 1959, and that's the way entrepreneurship works.
So when he started, was it the old service station? Back then it was probably they'll come out, they'll fill your car with gas for you, they'll clean the windows, that kind of stuff, and they had the garage if you needed work done on your car. Is that kind of how what it was when it was started?
That's the way the entire industry was in 59.
You got to be impressed that a guy as young as me compared to you remembers those, right?
No, I think
Harrison doesn't know what those are.
I think he started with about 10 locations that he did. All of those were full service dealer locations. We consigned the gasoline to them and did that. He grew it to over 30 consignee dealer locations, and then the oil embargo hit in the 70s, and we were able to maintain the number of locations that he had. But there was we had a cut rate division called U Save Oil Company, where they tried to get 2 cents on the market and just do mini service. There was no such thing as self service.
So
back in those days,
what did mini service look like?
They would come out and wash your windows for you.
Okay,
and that was about it. But there weren't any service bays, no vehicle repair, none of the rest of that. And then when I graduated from college in 1982, we started our first convenience store. That was, ironically enough, over at 27th and South, which is not a location that we have anymore. But started in on the ground level and managed the store myself for the first couple of years before we started expanding into further convenience store locations.
So you started with one convenience store in 1982?
Yes.
Okay, now we are here in 2023, and I believe you have 24 locations in Lincoln, or how many locations do you have in Lincoln and the area?
We have 26 U-Stops in this general region. and over 30 locations, or I think about 33 to 34 locations total. In fact, we still have a few consignee dealer locations where if you want somebody to pump your gas for you, if you want somebody to help look out after the care and maintenance of your vehicle through service jobs or whatever, we still have a dealer network that exists in the Lincoln community. But far and away, our largest growth is in the convenience store arena.
So talk to us a little bit about the evolution of the convenience store, Mark, because, I mean, you and I have known each other a long time. And I mean, just from the time you and I first met 20, however many years ago that was, to now, convenience stores have changed. Dramatically. I mean, it used to be, I'll grab some gas, I'll grab a soda, I'll grab some sunflower seeds, and I'm on my way. Talk about how the evolution of convenience stores has happened over these last several years.
When we started in '82, the model was a 7-Eleven model. It was 2 dispensers out front, cut rate gasoline. It wasn't a branded product. It was a 2,400 square foot store, 60 by 40, very cut and basic. Had just some general merchandise items. In fact, fountain drinks were just being introduced into the market at that point. There was no such thing, or we did not sell 12 packs of pop or even beer at that
During
point.
college, I think I had stacks and stacks of U-Stop hard plastic cups in my apartment.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you for that. And then this will be something interesting as people drive by 17th and Q Street on a regular basis, say that they might look at it and say, what an odd looking convenience store. And that was actually our second convenience store. And it was our first branded convenience store with the Phillips 66 logo. When we started, we wanted the convenience store to represent self-service and the higher quality service, the higher quality fuel was reserved for our dealer network. It became obvious through the mid 80s that was going to continue to evolve. We wanted to bring in the quality fuel to a cut rate convenience store type of mentality. And we didn't want to feel like a dirty persona that you might expect from a fueling deal or fueling experience. So we intentionally designed it to look like a drive-in bank. And so, there's a much cleaner connotation to that type of a business. So we cantilevered a canopy over the front of it, put a nice gabled roof on it, put a nice design to it. And so that was the method to our madness back then. And as people drive by today, they might look at it and say, "Oh my God, that looks like a drive-in bank."
I've never thought of that, and I've shopped at that store on a few occasions.
But as things continue to evolve, my sisters and I bought out my father in 1989. That was the same time we built 56 and Old Cheney, which came out of the blocks incredibly well. We took it was a big gamble because we took our number one dealer location in terms of gasoline volume. And that is where we had chosen to put this new convenience store. And so that was a difficult, how do you knock out your best dealer location for something that's still fairly new to us? And we did that. We got the site analysis back that it would do 4 times the amount that the dealer was doing. And we didn't know whether to believe that. But once the first day we opened the store, it was 50% higher than our best projections. And it became one of the highest volume locations, certainly in the city of Lincoln and in general, this end of the state of Nebraska, by the time it was said and done by the mid 90s. And then things have kind of, as competition has come up, it's backed off quite a bit. But that was our first introduction into what a convenience store might be capable of doing.
So talk about just kind of how the product offerings have grown. I mean, I know, like I said, used to be grab a fountain pop in one of those hard plastic cups because you could go in and refill it, but it seemed like they were always at my apartment, not in my car when I wanted to refill it. So I just bought a new one. But, like that, and just kind of like grab and go, maybe some chips or some things like that to now, I mean, one of your locations, a couple of your locations have, I would call dang near a full restaurant.
Right. Well, and I want to back up to a little bit of nostalgia. I started working when I was in 5th grade, and uh, still remember distinctly my dad calling me into his office at one point and said, "Son, we're in one of the most incredible industries out there. He said, we sell a product that everybody needs. They need it every single week." And what an enviable position to be in. And we try to keep that front of mind awareness. And that is the reason that our marketing efforts continue to evolve. We've got to be the best alternative available in the marketplace for our consumers. And we do that by offering different convenience items on an ongoing basis to try to attract them into the stores. And what that looks like has evolved dramatically and will continue to evolve. I've got 2 young daughters, and the business I run today bears no resemblance to one my father started. If my daughters choose to go into the industry as well, within 5 to 10 years, the business that they run will not bear any resemblance to the one that I run. And that's the way entrepreneurship works. That's the way businesses continue to evolve. It is everybody goes into work every single day to try to figure out how they can be the best alternative in the marketplace. And as part of that process, we keep continually throwing things up against the wall to see what's going to stick. Bigger, cleaner, nicer stores, where we used to be able to build a store for less than $500,000. Now the stores that we build are over $10 million each. And it's an incredible investment, but that's what you need to do to differentiate yourself from the competition, in my mind. And we continue to set the culture with employees as well. So it's a comprehensive effort, all of it leading to creating the best experience possible.
Awesome. So talk a little bit about that evolution, because as I was thinking about, this show, we had Jason on earlier. He talked about the real estate market and knowing your family and your story. My kind of theme today was we got to change with the times, and you've always got to be changing to get better. And I think you guys have done a really good job when you look at where you were in the 50s to the 80s and now 2023. You've got the big car washes, you've got Jeannie's Kitchen, you've got the Hickman Chicken. So, you've got all of those things that you have added over time. Where do you see the industry going
now? I don't see liquid fuels going away anytime soon. Certainly, EVs are beginning to get a little bit of a leg hold, but they still don't represent 2% out there. And even if it grows exponentially, it's not going to be there. The consumer choice is going to continue to remain and dominate marketing in any industry, let alone our industry. The state of Nebraska just passed an ethanol mandate, and I am a huge proponent of my customer, not necessarily the ethanol industry, and so I'm agnostic as it comes to the new fuels such as ethanol and E15s, E30s. But having said that, we're there to offer it to our consumer because it's about giving the consumer what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And so our newest store over on Amaranth, over by the casino at West Denton Road, we offer E85, we offer E30, we offer E15. Of course, the main product is an E10 product, but we still offer a clear, unleaded, and a clear premium. So it's a wide variety of different product offerings because, again, we want to provide what the consumer wants. And where we're going to be 5 to 10 years from now is the most complicated part of it because technology is going to continue to evolve things. Political pressure is going to continue to evolve, and we've got to be there and respond to it. We've got to continue to stay focused on being this best alternative for our consumer. Our location on Pine Lake has got EV charging. Whether it's EV charging or higher blends of ethanol or no ethanol at all, we want to be the consumer's best alternative.
Excellent. So I have to give you, because I don't think there is a better promoter of their brand than you in this town. You're always promoting your brand. So talk to us about the Fuel Forward app. You've got to talk to our listeners and tell them about the Fuel Forward app. And as a user of it, I think it's good that you maybe get a chance to talk about it.
Right. And let me back up a little bit. It's all the way since 1959, and even before then, Philips has been a valuable partner with us. And so we've got the U-Stop brand on all of our convenience stores, which hopefully resonates with an awful lot of people. But we've also got the incredibly strong Phillips 66 brand. So where the strength of Philips lies is in the marketers. That hopefully we've got the pulse of the communities that we're marketing in. The Fuel Forward app is an app that is sponsored by Philips 66. It is their app. Simply put, it's more convenient because you sit in the front seat of your car and authorize the dispenser. So whether it's 100 degrees outside or 0 degrees, you don't have to leave your car while you're authorizing the vehicle or authorizing the dispenser. It's a lot more secure. You don't have, your payment method doesn't leave your phone. So you don't have to pull your credit card out of your wallet. You don't have to pull your loyalty card out of your wallet. You don't have to jump through 6 different screens on the dispenser just to get it activated. You activate it from the front seat of your car. You jump out of the car. You pick up the nozzle. You select the product, and boom, you're done. The receipt emails to yourself automatically, so you never have to print off another receipt or lose the receipts in your wallet. And it will roll the price back on the dispenser up to 15 cents a gallon every time you come in. 2 methods to qualify for the 15 cents is direct pay, which simply comes straight out of your checking account, very similar to your debit card, or the Phillips 66 credit card. You can also, if you've got a credit card that you like to use, you can still set that up on it. Maybe you get airline miles or whatever, and that will still roll the price back a nickel a gallon. But do not set your debit card up on this because, frankly, both direct pay and the debit card both come out of your checking account, but the system recognizes a debit card as a credit card and will only give you a nickel rollback. So you might as well go on ahead and set it straight up on direct
Save the
pay.
full 15 cents.
Save the full 15 cents.
That's what I do. So,
this is a promotion that's not a one-time sort of a limited time deal to sign up. They are going to change promotions from time to time. The 15-cent rollback is good through the end of this year. And then after that, they'll come up with another program. They'll come up with another incentive. And so it's always going to have value. And then the other side of it is our kickback rewards card is a loyalty card where you save 2 points or 2 cents on every gallon that you purchase, plus anything inside the store. The most annoying thing about a loyalty card is another piece of plastic for your wallet and always remembering to use it and having to do that. The loyalty card sets up onto the app, so you never have to worry about it again. You just automatically get the points every time you use the app.
And you can redeem them right there. So as we kind of wrap up for our segment here, Mark, I appreciate you taking the time. Talk about your next project, because you've got another project coming on soon. You're going to be building another, I believe, store soon, right? Are you able to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Actually, a couple of them. Again, one of the benefits of being local is that you can feel the pulse. You can design a store to the pulse of the community that you're operating in. We built a store about 4 or 5 years ago in Hickman that is a combination of convenience store, grocery store. When you walk in through the front door, you look to the right, it's got very much of a grocery store feel to it. We got fresh produce, we got fresh meat, we got a full grocery selection within the store. You look to the left, and it's got a very much of a convenience store feel to it. You'll see the donut case over on the side, the roller grill items, fountain drinks, all the rest of that on the other side. So it's a hybrid between the two, which is more complicated than what it seems because the wholesalers that supply grocery stores are dramatically different than those that supply convenience stores. our convenience store supplier, we can buy a bottle of ketchup or 3 bottles of ketchup at a time. And it's a matter of convenience. But the price point's going to be dramatically higher. If we're going to offer a grocery store alternative, people aren't going to pay $10 or $8 for a bottle of ketchup.
Correct.
So we had to deal with that. So we designed that to get to your point. We've had this Tecumseh, or not Tecumseh, but Hickman has embraced our store there like nothing else we could have imagined. It's been an amazing experience, and they've really appreciated it. The city fathers in Tecumseh had visited that store. They went to the city manager and said, make this happen in Tecumseh. And they were on us like a bird dog and wouldn't let go. And so they gave us enough of an incentive to come in, and we're going to be doing a store that's even larger than Hickman in Tecumseh.
Excellent.
We're going to have a Dairy Queen associated with that one. It'll be a small travel center. It'll be right on the corner of Highway 50 and 136.
Great intersection.
Immediately north of Tecumseh, and we're very excited about being there.
And you've got a project coming in Lincoln too. We got to get the break here.
Sorry about that.
We got another project coming in Lincoln, which is really what I wanted you to mention real quick.
All right, and then hopefully we're going to start moving dirt here by the end of this year. I hope. We still got some negotiations with the city, but we want to put in the largest and best travel center in the city of Lincoln at 56th and Arbor Road, 56th and I-80.
So when you say travel center, what does that mean? Is that basically a truck stop?
It'll be a truck stop.
Concept?
It'll be the largest truck stop in the city of Lincoln.
Excellent.
And it'll be branded Phillips and Travel America. And we're very, very excited about it.
That'll be right off of, you said 56th and I-80, right?
56th and I-80, immediately to the south of there, Arbor Road.
Great.
Arbor Road runs parallel right there. And we've got the property acquired. We're negotiating with the city on improvements to Arbor Road. As you've seen in your past year history, that it's sometimes complicated.
Yes.
Complicated to get some of this stuff done to the mutual benefit of both the city and us. But we've been working together fairly well, and we have every confidence we'll be able to get this accomplished.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Mark Whitehead, Whitehead Oil and U-Stop, for coming in. One other shout out I'll give you real quick before we go to break is every Tuesday when they come to your store, you're giving 2 cents a gallon to local charities. And I think that's great because U-Stop's a great citizen giving back to our community. And I think June was the Lancaster Event Center, correct? Who's coming up in July?
July is going to be Meals on Wheels, Tabitha.
Excellent. Meals on Wheels in Tabitha in July on Tuesdays at U-Stops across the city. So stick with us. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes here on 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Picture a hot summer day, sun blazing in the fields as far as the eye can see. Now imagine you're a teenager making bank, all while enjoying the great outdoors. Welcome to Nats Detasseling Inc., where they're not afraid to sweat. This summer, join the Nats team for an unforgettable experience. Forge friendships, learn responsibility, and earn money. Visit sweat.com now. Nats Detasseling, where work meets good times.
Ready to spend more time on the links? Better sell that business first. Transworld Business Advisors of Lincoln has over 450,000 active buyers in our database. We can confidentially find that perfect person. 402-415.
The Ticket Water Cooler.
I feel like sometimes when we have Hall of Fames, and this is no disrespect to Frank or Gary Pinkel, who got in last year, the longtime Missouri coach. Shouldn't there be a different Hall of Fame for like Gary Pinkel and Frank Solich
like
and
the Hall of
Tom Osborne
the
and Bob,
Hall of
Bobby
really
yeah,
good.
Right. But what, like you said, the distinction usually is first ballot, or unanimous or whatever. So that's usually kind of the distinction that you can make there.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, you got any gum?
Yeah, Check my backpack.
What's this?
Oh, that's naloxone. It can reverse an opioid. Just keep it on me after my friend almost took his life.
I'm so sorry. That makes me want to have it with me too.
You totally should. Check the pharmacy. It was actually really easy to get and it's easy to use.
I definitely will. Thanks.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcast Association and this.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is Nebraska's premier NIL company, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been in college. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
USTOP is a member of LIBA, promoting local businesses through education, networking, and local government advocacy. This is why USTOP sponsors the LIBA Business Hour on the Ticket 93.7. Remember, every time you fill up at a USTOP on a Tuesday, USTOP donates 2 cents for every gallon sold to local charities in our community. This month, USTOP has partnered with the Lancaster Event Center. Stop by USTOP and fill up every day to help us fuel our community.
Looking for a way to shed those extra pounds? Ascend Aesthetics is here to guide you on your weight loss journey. Their team of certified nutritionists and personal trainers are ready to create custom plans tailored to your unique body and goals. Imagine the confidence you'll feel stepping out in those brand new summer clothes. With Ascend Aesthetics by your side, a healthier and happier you is just a call away. Dial 1-800-SLIM-NE or visit slimdowne.com to get started today. Ascend Aesthetics, your better you.
Up your kitchen game with Kitchen Tune-Up. With experienced, creative, and dedicated technicians on their team, Jason, Ron, and the team bring your kitchen dreams to life. Say goodbye to outdated spaces and hello to a renewed, personalized kitchen that will make you the envy of your friends, neighbors, and family. Experience quality craftsmanship and exceptional customer service when you choose Kitchen Tune-Up. Visit kitchentune-up.com/Lincoln-NE today or call 402-200-4697. Achieve the kitchen tune-up of your dreams.
Are you searching for a helping hand in life? Look no further. Integrated Behavioral Health Services is your answer. They're your compassionate, trusted partners committed to guiding you from challenges to triumphs. Their licensed professionals offer personalized therapy for individuals, couples, and families. At IBHS, the focus is you. Experience a life-changing transformation in an environment tailored to your unique needs. Visit ibhealthservices.com today and take that towards a brighter future. Discover the power of healing with Integrated Behavioral Health Services. You're not alone. Let them walk this journey with you.
Back to the LIBA Biz Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This segment's sponsored by Aesthetics.
Welcome back to the LIBA Business Hour. What a show today. Hey, first, I want to thank Harrison for filling in for Nick today. And Nick, I know you're probably listening to this out on the Calamus, so I expect a fish fry when you get back and a nice bag of fish for me to take home and grill. So just a couple of things we got coming up here at LIBA. On Tuesday morning, we have our Coffee and Contacts hosted by Spectrum Reach, which will be over at 4645 Normal Boulevard. We go from 7:30 to 9 a.m. And that's one of the great things about that I love about LIBA is the opportunity to get out to businesses, see businesses, be able to check them out, and get to know other businesses. So this is a great opportunity for you to come out. Hey, if you're not a LIBA member, come and check us out. We love to have guests, let you come and see what we're all about. Then on Friday, September the 1st, we have our annual golf outing at Newmark Golf Course. We raise money for scholarships. We've talked about those several times here on the show. And so it's been a really good opportunity for us to engage young people from Lincoln and Lancaster County, graduating from high schools in Lincoln and Lancaster County that are going on to attend a college or university here in Nebraska. So the LIBA Foundation does a great job, puts on a great event. It's one of the more fun golf tournaments. If you want more information about that or anything about LIBA, you can visit our website at www.liba.org. That's liba.org. Or you can call our office at 402-466-3666. 3419. I want to give a shout out to our segment sponsor here as we finish up. Ascend Aesthetics, lose inches, gain confidence with medical weight loss and body contouring clinic at Ascend Aesthetics. Learn more at slimdowne.com. So getting ready for next week. We are going to have, first of all, we got to thank Jason and Mark. It was really a good show. Kind of my theme today was changing with the times, and
it was good. It was informational, especially if you're around my age. I'll have the podcast up, ticketfm.com. Some interesting stuff in that first segment, especially about the real estate market.
Yeah, learning what you can do. And I think it's important. That's kind of our goal here, is to inform our listeners. And Mark, his family, longtime Lincoln family. I mean, his dad played basketball at the university, went into business here. They've been into business for 50 plus years. And that's really rare these days, to see a local family owned business to be here for 50 years. So we appreciate that. Next week, come back again as we get ready to wrap up. The final word today is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative, helping student athletes excel within the NIL landscape. Learn about how you can be involved at 1890nebraska.com. And I will give a shout out to Matt Davison at 1890 he was our luncheon speaker this week. If you go on to the LIBA Facebook page, you can check out his talk at our lunch talking about NIL and what that means for small business. Next week, from 9 to 10 on Saturday, we're going to have Shannon Filing with Action Coach Lincoln. Does a lot of business coaching and has provided a lot of mastermind classes and things like that. And then also Scott Lee with Mendoza Insurance. This has been the LIBA Business Hour. For Harrison, this is Bud Steinhorst with LIBA. We look forward to seeing you next week on 93.7 The President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. 93 Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's a LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Fans, this is Matt Davis.